Hey everybody, it's EJ from Get Your Grill On out here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. We're at the house today. We didn't have a chance to do this yesterday, but what we've already done is we've come out and we got the Kamado Joe grill prepped and got it fired off. We pre-lit 3 places using our loop lighter, and let me tell you something. In less than 15 minutes, because we're going hot and fast, and we're going to turn this camera in a minute and let you see it. In less than 15 minutes, this Kamado Joe Classic 2 was over 500 degrees. Let's turn this camera right now and let me show you what we're going to be doing. I don't know if you can see right there, we actually have a dome temp of about 550 degrees. I got the top vent completely open, we got the bottom vent completely open. I want you to see right here, we got some Tabasco wood chips from the Tabasco wood aging barrels. We got ourselves a nice ribeye sitting right over here. It's been marinating for about 36 hours in Worcestershire and Tabasco. Right here, because I couldn't find any A-1 Tabasco on the shelf, I've made my own A-1 Tabasco. This is going to be my basting. Now what we're going to do here, we have our instant read thermometer. Everything is ready. We're sitting right here. We even have our good plate down here with some aluminum foil, so as soon as that steak has hit that magic temp of about 120, 124, I can pull it off. I can put it on a clean plate and loosely cover it in aluminum foil. But watch this. Let's burp this really quick. Even though both vents are open, it's going to be hot. Look at that screaming fire down there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get this steak over here. I'm going to go ahead and throw it on. We're going to get the initial baste of the A1 and Tabasco sauce on it, and believe me, that's hot. Now watch this. I'm only going to cover this one side with these Tabasco wood chips. We'll throw a couple over there, not much, because I don't want to smother that heat. Now what we're going to do, look at that smoke coming up already. Let's close the lid on this Kamado. Now we have no assistance by fan or by any other artificial air movement. This is strictly the natural draw from the Kamado Joe. But look at that smoke. Yes, we're going to choke that smoke down a little bit because I want it to get in there and I want it to get on that steak. That's going to add another layer of flavor to that steak. Now what we're going to do when we open this lid up, we're going to back up for a second because the smoke is going to be barreling out of this grill. We're going to let it clear a little bit. I'm going to flip the steak over, bring it to the front, and I'm going to baste it again. We're going to baste this ribeye steak every time. Let's slow some of that smoke down again. Now especially you want to burp it now because we've restricted the airflow. Alright, let's grab a hold of that steak and let's flip it over, and let's bring it over to the other side of that grill grate where it is still blazing hot. Look at all that smoke, everybody. Let me tell you something. That smoke is flavor that you will never experience in anything else. Let's get this grill closed down. Now what we're doing, we're trying to do close to a minute to a minute and a half per flip on this ribeye. Look at that smoke coming out again. Everything's going well. Now we did this ribeye the other night. We didn't use the Tabasco chips, but we did everything we're doing here on this ribeye the other night. Let me tell you something. As Pastor Bubba Pugh would say, it'll make you smack your mama. But I mean, it'll make your tongue slap the brains out of your head. But I'm telling you right now, this baste of A1 and Tabasco sauce mixed, let me tell you, it'll make your tongue slap your brains out, but it'll make you slap your mama, your daddy, and your whole family. The flavor this imparts to this ribeye steak, and it's only being basted on. We do not use the steak sauce as a dipping sauce when we eat the steak. All right, let it breathe for a second. Look at all that smoke rolling out of there. Now when I flip the steak back over here to this side of the grill, I'm actually going to turn it in the opposite direction that it was laying before. But I'm going to get in here and I'm going to baste this steak. Look at them flames trying to get up there and burn my hair off. Let's go back down again. We're going to wait about another minute to minute and a half. Now, just so you know, the steak was actually in the refrigerator and it did not come up to room temp before I put it in. Now, I don't feel that I'm starving this fire and getting any incomplete fire, because the reason I took this top exhaust back is I really want to trap some of that heat, that smoke inside that grill to get around that steak. And even with just closing it back up, you know it's still hot down at the grate. That temperature has not really changed, but we're instantly back up to 375, 400 degrees. So you know this grill's really still riding at about 500 degrees. Now if you noticed, I lit this whole thing off. The charcoal, got all the charcoal screaming hot. And I only put the wood chips on one side. And that's because I didn't want to smother the heat source directly under my steak. But I definitely want to get some nice smoke action off these Tabasco chips. Yes, sometimes it is a little hard to work with the Tabasco chips because of the smoke, but I'm telling you, what do they say, no pain, no gain? I'm telling you right now, the little bit of smoke inhalation you'll get using these Tabasco wood chips, you will never ever be disappointed. I'm going to stir these chips up a little bit. Let's get that cover back down again. Do you see how quick them flames reared up on us? I'm going to grab that other grill grate, cooking grate, and put back on there so I can flop that steak over on this side and check it for doneness. As a lot of y'all know, in our area, we just had that tropical storm come through. So there's a lot of stuff thrown in the garage, moved around for storm preparation. But I already had this steak planned, so you'll just have to bear with my setup. Yes, we're sitting on the Kamado Joe Classic 2 cart from Kamado Joe. Now putting that shelf back in there is going to allow me to bring the steak up and set it down over here so I can check the internal temp quickly. But I have my cooking grate down low as close to the heat to get that fire right there directly on that steak. Burp it real quick. Let's pick this puppy up. Let's set it right here. We're at 108, 106. Different part of the steak there. We're at 109. Let's put her down again. Again, we're going to flip it over. And I usually, when I do this recipe, it takes about 7 flips. Put that lid down. We're going to go about another minute and a half here. And go ahead and get our Tabasco chip bag off of that plate. Let's put our aluminum foil under the plate, because what's going to happen is when that steak comes off, I'm going to lightly baste the top of it again, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that aluminum foil and I'm going to lightly tint that aluminum foil over it. I'm going to pull it down over 2 sides of the plate, leaving 2 sides open. So I like the low end of medium rare, so this steak, when it gets done, It's probably going to be somewhere around 130 to 131. That's after its 5-minute rest. My goal here is to get an internal cooking temperature between about 120 and no more than 124. Let's open it back up real quick and see what we got. I forgot my timer today, so I'm just we're at 122. Let's flip it over real quick. Let's give it a little bit of a baste. Now we're a little bit further away from the heat. Let that set there for just a second. Let's bring our plate over right there. Now let's take that beautiful ribeye. Let's get it there on the plate. Look at that. You've already slapped your mama, haven't you? Okay. Let's take our foil and we're going to leave these sides up. Look at that fire going. Look at that. Look at that. Now, woo, she's angry. Now all you got to do, you want to shut your fire down on your Kamado Joe, close your bottom vent, completely close that top vent. Reason I'm using this is that's a little hot right now. Now what's going to happen here is this Kamado Joe is going to smother itself out. It's going to stop burning that charcoal, and then what we're going to be able to do the next time we actually go to cook, we're going to reuse the rest of that charcoal. But I got to remember, I'm going to still have Tabasco chip residue in there, which is not a bad thing. All right, everybody, that's EJ's Worcestershire-Tabasco marinated A-1 Tabasco basted over Tabasco wood chip ribeye steak. We're going to do a 5-minute rest, and then it's going to be some good eating. Y'all be good.